Hey fam, welcome back to Prosperity Pathways Podcast. My name is EricaDarchelle, your host. Today we are diving into the ultimate intersection of media, management, and sports equity. Our guest is a powerhouse in sports entertainment ecosystem. He is an elite talent agent, the vice president and partner of Nation's Best NIL Dream Team Company, the PR manager for the NYS Sports Loudmouth Show, featuring former Jet Quentin Copples, and the creator of Nithin's Sports Rush. Please welcome to the Forge, Nithin Ramachandra.
Wow.
And yeah, and for those who may not know you yet, can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive into this discussion?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for that introduction, and you had everything right, and that's amazing. And first of all, good morning to Erica and to your fans. Glad to be on here, and thank you for connecting with me on social media. And yeah, first before obviously we dive in, a little bit about myself was I went to school at Kane University, local school in New Jersey where I live, in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and I went to school for criminal justice. Before I got into sports, I always wanted to help out the community in any way, and I thought law enforcement would be that way, helping out the community and being in that field. And so I ended up going to Kane for criminal justice, and I went to the Correctional Officer Academy where it lasted like 3 weeks, and I wasn't ready mentally, but I was ready for the physical part and all. So I took a chance by doing that after school. But fortunately, that didn't work out. So I left after 3 weeks, and then I went back to school to finish off my sports degree, communications, PR, marketing, and agency stuff. And I took a lot of law classes, and I ended up taking a academy class with Lee Steinberg, who is one of my mentors now. He's a big sports agent, one of the biggest sports agents out there currently. And yeah, so I took his academy class. And before all that, and before going back to school and all, and when COVID hit, so after I finished school with the sports stuff, and then COVID hit, all my other friends are sports fans. And when all the sports shut down, they didn't know what to do, didn't know what to watch. So I said, let me start a show. I started off my show on Instagram Live, and I started a small show doing interviews like what you're doing. And I thought it was going to be a hobby at first, but I started to seeing the growth right away and seeing all the numbers and all, and my Instagram growing and people coming to watch the shows on Instagram Live, and that's how you build a page. And so and then year 2, I started branching out to like Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the podcast platforms, and then obviously Zoom and YouTube and StreamYard. A lot of people use StreamYard now. But long story short, the show started to grow, and then I started doing in-person events, like attending events, like going to autograph signings and foundation events, camps for the kids, charity events, and then that's when I had to reach out to people to get access to that. And then year 3 to the business. By the way, I've been doing this for 6 years now, but year 3, I got featured on News 12 New Jersey, a local network in New Jersey. So they brought me into studio, interviewed me about my journey in the sports industry, how I got into the sports industry. And obviously I talked a little bit about the correctional officer experiment, but which didn't work out, obviously. So I got featured on News 12, and then that helped out a lot with the noticing with other people. And then and then year 4, I started building my network system, making more connections and building the right mentors. So I have 9 mentors now in this industry, including Lee Steinberg. And all this, for me getting into sports, was watching Stephen A. Smith and all the other reporters. That's how I got into sports. So yeah, this is like a full-time business now. I'm invested into this. And in the year 4, year 5, all including year 6, was all in-person events. Getting into that agency business too, helping out as a talent agent. I've been to 2 Super Bowls, Fanatics Fest, you name it. And now people are reaching out to me, reaching out to us about helping them or trying to bring in players for them or whoever to do events and all. So it's amazing. And obviously I wouldn't be here without my family. So I want to shout out my family, my parents, my younger brother. So I wouldn't be here without them. And man, it's been an amazing ride. And all my friends are jealous because they always see me hanging out with celebrities or whoever. But I consider them another person. It's not about being famous and all. It's just building relationships. And I always tell people the money will come. It's all about building relationships, keeping that relationship, and networking, especially in the sports industry or any other business. You got to network to succeed. And obviously I'm connected with Fanatics, and Somebody compared me to Michael Rubin, who is a CEO of Fanatics, and
I know who Mike Rubin is. Yeah.
yeah, so I connected with him the first year of Fanatics, and it was great getting connected with him. And so I'm glad that we're connected with Fanatics. So looking forward to this next month actually. But yeah, so I mean, it's been amazing, and a lot of support and a lot of people, and working with these players and entertainment people has been fun. And like I said, a lot of work, but it's worth it. And if you do it the right way, and those 2 Super Bowl experiences I've been to was amazing, and got to connect with a lot of people like Jerry Rice, Joe Montana. It's like it's just crazy how you meet in this business. And so people love how I go about the network and how I present myself. It's all about presenting yourself. So yeah, that's like a whole I got a whole thing, but that's a little gist of the story that I have. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's dive a little bit deeper into your background. Looking back at when you were growing up, what were some of the biggest lessons you learned about hard work, sports, and what it actually takes to be successful?
yeah, so that's a great question. And I like that question. So the biggest thing I learned in this business over the last 6 years was obviously you're going to get a lot of no's. So I got a lot of no's, and you got to learn how to take that, never give up, move to the next one. So that's what I learned in this business, especially like I said in the sports industry. You got to build those relationships and network. Right. And Erica, I think I'm sure you know this, and the way you're building your show and your business. And so having these mentors that I have now, the 9 mentors that I have, I always reach out to them if I need anything. So for me, it's just if I get a no or something, where something happens, or if they don't accept it or something or whatever, I just move on to the next one. You just have to learn how to take criticism is a big thing. Is another big. That's what I've been learning: taking criticism and moving on to the next one. And that's how you succeed. If you don't give up, that's how you build up more. You just prove the haters wrong. You just keep going to the next one, and whatever opportunities come up, and I had which is fortunate for me now, is I'm getting a lot of opportunities coming to me, that's a good, because I had to do, when I started it, I had to do all the reaching out, but now people are reaching to me and other people that I work with. So it's just a matter of how you balance yourself and how you take the criticism, and also how you bounce back from a no. Because no, you will get no's in this business. It's a cutthroat business, and you got to learn how to take that. And I've learned that so much. And I think learned that when I was in the academy. I did learn like that. And I used to do karate when I was younger with my younger brother, and I did learn discipline there. Obviously our parents raised us right. So if you learn that the early, then you'll be fine to take the no's and criticism. I like that, because I think that's really important for people to learn in order to succeed. So
Yes, that resilience to don't a lot of people will take criticism personally. They take it as a personal attack, and so they can never grow from it because they instantly think, oh, they don't understand. And they do understand. And even if they don't fully understand, then explain it to them so that you can understand what they're telling you. And that's what I tell a lot of my son and a lot of the youth that I do talk to. Yesterday, I just had a workshop with the youth for AI policy and governance, because I have a business called Robot Forge as well, where we train people in AI for workforce development. And the biggest hiccup for most people, and they wonder why they can't advance in their career or their business isn't growing, is because when somebody tries to help you, you take it as a personal attack, as an insult, instead of compliment, as a gesture of good faith. And they're trying to help uplift you, not bring you down. So I definitely agree with your answer. And so their children aren't learning because they aren't doing similar things. I know a lot of people's parents took it to an extreme, and so it shouldn't be that extreme, but find a happy medium to teach your children discipline,
yeah,
resilience, because their life is going to have change, and they need to learn how to manage their emotions and how they cope with that change, and not feel like their life is out of control because there's change happening. If there is something that you can't control, then you need to focus on the stuff you can control. And that's always what I tell people.
yeah. I agree with that 100%. I think you said it right on the head. And it's like I said, it's about building the relationship, keeping those relationships, and being a leader, and being genuine in how you present yourself. And it's all about first impression, right? So like a job interview, you have to impress yourself. So first impression always counts, and that's what we have to do in this business. And that's why people love working with me, and well, people love what I bring to the business. And I'm grateful to be to work with Fanatics a little bit with Michael Rubin and all. But they compared me to him. But I like to build my own legacy. But Michael Rubin is the best. His story is amazing, and I love how he brought up his business, and he basically knows everyone in the world now, and it's amazing what he brings. And and people think I do the same thing. Like people love what I do, how I bring people together and bring people to, that's why people say the way I work is how Michael Rubin works. But yes, I love all that comparison, and I'll take that as a compliment. But like I said, I'm trying to build my own legacy and work with as much people as I can. So if you have your own legacy, then that means you've done something in your own life, and you can put a big staple on it. So that's what I'm going to do. So
I know a lot of people ask you what you want to do when you grow up, but I'm not going to ask you that. I want you to think about what impact you want to leave on this world. How do you want people to remember you when you're gone? And then we can figure out what we can do to achieve that. Because a lot of people are lost and disheartened, and they go to jobs that they hate and things like that just to survive, because they're just in survival mode, not realizing that if you live in your purpose, you can make money and live a better life, a happier life. Because it might take a lot of work to do, but you don't mind doing it because it's your.
Yeah. I love seeing kids playing outside, learning from the players that they watch on TV. And that makes our day when we bring players to meet the kids, and the kids get to meet them and play with them. And like, I'll give you a good example. Last weekend we hosted a football game at Jackson Dart from the New York Giants, and he was great with the kids. He was throwing footballs to the kids, and the kids were catching them and having fun. And that's what it's all about, just seeing them have fun and with the players. And that's why the NIL is more popular now. It's a booming business for high school kids, college kids, and even the younger kids. And I want to give a big shout out to our CEO of the company, Bob Smith from Nation's Best, our NIL company. So I want to give a big shout out for him. And he gave me the opportunity to become the vice president partner for that. So it's been fun to work with the NIL company and helping these young kids also. And it's like I said, the youth is changing the game. And I think if your son is interested in playing sports, he's getting into it at the right time. So
yeah, he wants to do boxing and wrestling. I did have him do team sports when he was younger. So he was playing football. They made it to the championship in Florida. And then COVID hit. And so he kind of lost interest for football during COVID when he was stuck in the house. And we're getting him back into different sports. And
that's awesome.
He wants to do one where he can build his personal resilience.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Good for him. Yep.
Yes. So my next question for you: you started your sports show during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Which I just mentioned about the pandemic, right? It disrupted everybody's life. On Instagram Live with basically no budget, manually booking every single guest, like I'm doing right now. What was that early grind like? And what made you decide to take the leap into starting your own media company?
Well, obviously before I started this thing, I was asking questions to myself: what would be the cons to it and the pros to it, and if it would succeed or not? Would it be a waste of time? Or that's what I was thinking to myself, and I said, no, I don't. If I do it as a hobby, if I do it for fun, then maybe just do it for fun and like a side thing while COVID was happening. But like I said earlier, when I started seeing the growth of it, and I said, I told myself this could be something big. And yeah, I think COVID, obviously it was a bad thing to happen to everyone, but I feel like it's a blessing in disguise, because if COVID didn't happen, I don't know what I would be doing. But that's how I started, was during COVID, and then obviously all my friends are sports fans, so they had nothing to do or watch or anything. So that's how I started it. But I would say it was just the grind of it, and building it. It was hard. The hard part was building it, but now it's built up. And my friend Molly, she rebranded everything. That's how she changed the name to Nithin Sports for us, and now it's an amazing rebrand, and it's been a fun ride with that show, and obviously tying everything into what I do now, it's been extra special. So if I told my younger self now what I would say, I didn't expect to be here. So it's just about I think it was making that moment happen, work hard, never give up, and that's what I did. And look where I'm at now with all the relationships and the networking and all this it's been, like I said, it's been amazing, and I still do the show from here and there. So maybe I love to have you on, vice versa, have you on now on that show. So we'll get you on that show.
I would be honored.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's been, like I said, it's like the rebrand from my friend Molly with the show has been excellent, and the numbers are growing big time. And I have not that show. The listeners are from different states now, so which is good. So yeah, but I had my concerns when I started before starting it, but I took the chance, I took a risk, and then voila.
Look where you are. And if you hadn't taken that risk, then who
I don't
knows? Might be one of those people like I described, working a job where you're good with the money, just not the job. That's how most people are living. That's actually when, during COVID, is when I dove deeper into. So before I started this tech journey, well, not even before, because both of them coincide. So before the tech journey, I started up financial literacy. And so I was watching a Social Proof podcast and Earn Your Leisure. I was in DWO. And so I learned a whole bunch of stuff about financial literacy. And that's the information I wanted to share with the world. And that's why I started this podcast, because a lot of the youth always tell grown-ups you don't understand. And by sharing these stories, you can see that we fully understand. You don't understand.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you the stories that we had, the things we had to go through, so you can learn the straight line that we're trying to help you. It might not be straight, but it's straighter than the ones that we had to go to figure it out. So my next question for you, transitioning from someone who simply loves sports to actually running sports shows and negotiating brand deals, takes a major mental shift. What was the absolute biggest psychological shift you had to make when you went from a sports fan to a sports business?
Ooh, I like that question. Yeah, so before I got into this business, I was like obviously sports fan, and growing up watching sports, growing up watching Stephen A. Smith and all the Spike Lee, I would put in there, and all the reporters and all that. But I used to be starstruck a lot. That was the biggest challenge for me transitioning into the business. How do I overcome being starstruck? But when I was as a sports fan, I used to be like, oh my God, I'm in the same setting as all these players, but watching the game, and it's like, wow, this is amazing, and cheering but I think that was the biggest adjustment for me, was trying to change from a fan to a business person, and to a person that willing to work with these players and these entertainment people, all the celebrities, and how I compose myself. That was the biggest challenge. How do I compose myself and interact with them, talk casual conversations? I'm used to it now. I mean, I can talk to them when I'm in a setting with the players and celebrities. It's easy for me to talk. I can just go up there, talk to them, have a casual conversation, boom. But like that before, that was the biggest concern. But because being a fan, I didn't know what to do. I had my face like this, wide open, and eyes, being in the same setting as these legends. But yeah, I think I would say that would be the biggest key. And another key for me is how would I keep these relationships in the business, because all that was the biggest concern, because sometimes you like get sidetracked with stuff, or if you lose something or something, like that was the biggest concern for me. How would I keep these relationships and going forward, and keeping in contact with them. So, but that took a little time, but now it's easy for me to keep in contact with everyone. I reach out to everyone and say how your family's doing, and I text each one of whoever we work with. We text them to make sure they're okay, and that was another concern for me. But the biggest one was overcoming being starstruck, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that, because personally, that was a big thing for me, is like actually going up to people and saying, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? It's like, because I feel like an ant next to a giant. But it's not, it's just an ant next to a red ant. It's just a different person. It's just getting used to treating them like regular people, because actually it's a breath of fresh air for a lot of them. They're happy that somebody just didn't run up. I've composed myself with this few celebrities that I have met, and surprised myself actually, because I thought I was going to be all starstruck, but I was very composed and I was excited for that. And my son actually surprised his intern host, because he did an internship. He got to meet Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson at Howard Homecoming. I'm so glad.
Well,
Yes. So my next question, when you look at the landscape of young college athletes trying to navigate this brand new world, of NIL, which is name, image, likeness. What exact problem were you seeing that made you realize nation's best NIL needed to exist?
Well, our CEO, Bob Smith, started this company 17 years ago, and he's been in the sports industry 47 total. So he has a lot of experience with that. But when it comes to NIL, the concern was that these athletes were not getting paid or getting the right deals while they were playing their college sport or high school sport. So that was a big concern. And obviously there's other big time NIL companies out there that are doing the same thing what we're doing. But Bob Smith brings a unique style to Nation's Best, where he breaks down everything of our company with different websites. And we have a golden dome. He puts out maps there to make it simpler and easier for people to learn. And like I said, we have icons where we feature different the people who had to make the big impact in the NIL sports space, so we recognize them with the icons. So Bob has done a great job of simplifying and coming up with ideas with different websites, breaking it down for people to learn. Like we have the NIL parent registry where the parents can learn all that, NIL brand registry, athlete registry. So he broke it down really good. And Snoop Dogg is actually a big supporter of the company, and he has a good relationship with our CEO, Bob Smith. And we're trying to work with his players. Snoop Dogg coaches football in Inglewood, California. So we're trying to work with his players that he coaches. So this company has been growing ever since he started this 17 years ago. And the biggest concern was all these athletes deserve to get paid, I feel like. And I think now with all the technology here that we have, and they're sitting in a good spot. And to be honest, I like the transfer portal. These athletes are taking advantage of it so soon and so quickly, going to different teams. And I think there should be a better way to do this, to handle that. But when it comes to NIL, I think it's not perfect thing now for these players to learn about it, for the parents to get involved. And it's the best time for youth sports, even not only for high school, college students, but even for the younger generation, like middle school kids. It's good for them to learn now. That's why we have a lot of youth kids, or some youth kids, part of our database that we help out. So it's been this generation is going to change the game. I'm telling you right now. I think this generation is like I said, your son is in the right position and heading here in the right time. So I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing with getting them brand deals or the better situated. So that's the biggest key here for these players. But before all this, it was crazy. But now I think it's starting to change in a positive way. And you see, like I said, you see other NIL deal companies fighting also for help out. So, but like I said, Bob brings his own unique style, and we're full force right now. It's truly amazing what I'm seeing with this, and I'm glad to be part of it and helping these young kids.
So you said Bob Smith. Are you talking about Robert Smith, like the big investor? I thought it was, and I thought the name sounded familiar. I thought it was different. I've heard of it before. So yeah.
So he's the CEO of Nation's Best, and he overall 47 years in the sports industry, with 17 years with this company. So
yeah,
you heard of him? You heard of Bob Smith?
Yes, because I follow everybody who's big in business, from Warren Buffett down. So those are my mentors. Next question for you. You are coordinated with massive high-profile events, right? You've mentioned some of them, like historical joint autograph signings for sports legends like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. From an operational standpoint, how do you handle the pressure and make sure an event of that size runs smoothly?
Well, it's like, I'll give you a good example. It's like getting ready for a game 7 in a championship game. You got to be locked in. This is the last game of the season. If you want that chip, you got to go out all full force and make sure everything goes right. So I always compare that to a game 7 of a big championship game. So we all have to stay locked in, go full force to make this event smoothly. So for example, if you're working with a guy like Mike Tyson, you gotta have everything ready. Holyfield, have everything ready and set because they expect the venue to make everything smoothly. So we make sure that the lines are already set, the tables are set, there's enough room for people to be in line. That's the key. Having someone watching the lines, working the check-in tables, getting the tickets all organized, counting the tickets, doing everything. So that's That's the biggest thing, to make sure that runs smoothly. No crazy thing happens. Nothing. So that's the biggest challenge for any event that we do with the bigger client, like you mentioned, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, or Lawrence Taylor. I can name a lot of who we worked with for the recent years, and so that's why we always, whenever we do something, we always make sure we have the right venue for them, and we try to and make sure the venue is on top of everything also. So that's the biggest thing. So that's why I always compare it to like a game 7 of a big championship game. So if everything goes well, then you're going to win that ring. So there you go.
Exactly. So, how do you find the right people to help you execute all of these different projects so you don't burn yourself out?
Yeah. So I make sure that people have experience with event coordinating, marketing, PR, also like hosts, like event hosts, and trying to and also merchandise. We make sure people have, like, find people that can help out with merchandise and all the and JSA, which means that we can get the autograph authenticated. So yeah, so I that's why we try to find the right people with experience in that field already, to even make it more smoother. Obviously, you're gonna get some, like craziness with the fans, but you gotta be able to you got to be able to have them, hold them in line, and be forceful a little bit. But yeah, so that's how we just find people that have experience. That's it, pretty much it. And all the events that we worked with or been at, has been great, successful, and more to come. I mean, stay tuned. I don't stop. We just we keep going, man. It's like, once you're in this business, you got to keep going, and I'm loving it. And I get to connect with different athletes every day, and celebrities, and I'll tell you a funny story. When the Knicks were making the championship run, I'm in a group chat with Ray Negron. He was a bat boy for the Yankees in the 70s. George Steinbrenner took him in. He's an author now, and he still does a lot of stuff in the sports industry. I'm in a group chat with him and my friend Billy, the bat boy, and David Wilson, the former Giants running back. And so when Ray Negron was at one of the Knicks playoff games, he was with Spike Lee that night, and Spike Lee, David wanted to say hi, so he's texted in the group chat to Ray saying, "Please say hi to Spike for us." And yeah, Ray did that, and then Spike Lee hi back, and Ray told Spike about us, and obviously he knows about David Wilson. He played in the NFL, so that's kind of cool that Ray did us for us. So Spike Lee knows a little bit about me now. So now the next thing is to meet him and connect with him. So that's the next goal right there. Always wanted to work with Spike Lee. He is amazing, and I'm hoping I can get that opportunity soon. Actually, one of my mentors, Leonard Marshall, he played for the Giants too back in the '80s with Lawrence Taylor. That's how I'm connected with all the '80s Giants, because of Leonard. So he knows Spike Lee too. So the goal is to do something with Spike Lee, work on something with him, hopefully soon. But just to have Ray just put the word out there it means a lot. And then obviously David Wilson being part of that group chat. And so that's how I feel like has been an amazing run for me. It's like just having other people mentioning me, and seeing my work ethic. And I'll give you another story. I don't know if you heard yesterday about Chris Johnson, the former Tennessee Titans running back. He has ALS. He revealed that he has ALS, and Michael Strahan did an inclusive interview yesterday in his house with him and his wife, and now he's talking to a computer. He has to talk through a computer with that. Yeah, so that's what Lou Gehrig's disease. Whoever doesn't know about that, look it up. It's a crazy disease, and so he now he has. I was literally with him 2 years ago at a charity event in Florida. He looked healthy. I thought he can still play. He's 39 years old only, and he has kids. Obviously he has a wife, and when seeing that yesterday, it got to me. So I posted a picture of me and him in Florida yesterday. I got a lot of people reaching out, commenting on that photo. Even Robin Roberts saw it, and then because Michael Strahan did the interview with Chris. So Robin reached out on Twitter, and that meant a lot. So it's like, and Chris is a great family person, and to see this happen to him at 39, and now he has to talk to a computer, it's just devastating. And I know you can see it on the Good Morning America Instagram page if you want to go check it out. But that's why people always want the money. I said, no, you can't. It's not all about the money. It's about life. And you can't take life for granted. And 2 years ago when I was with him, he was healthy. And now look at him, he's skinny and looking through a computer, talking. He can't even speak. He has to talk, like the generated computer. So it was just hard for that, to see that yesterday. That's why I like those underdog stories. Like
Yeah.
that the underdog stories are amazing. And yesterday was tough, but when I posted that picture when I was with him 2 years ago, a lot of reaching out was there. So it's just it meant a lot. And like I said, we gotta be there for his family now and his kids and his wife. And even though he's just different, it doesn't change how he was a person. It's gonna be is now we just have to build stronger for him. So I wanted to bring that up because I feel like that's really important. ALS is no joke. Is a crazy disease that can kick people's butt, and we got to find a way to navigate it. So, and that's why it's just been this being part of this industry is because you get to be part of really inspiring stories. And it's just like I said, I want this is the best thing about this, just learning about people's stories and underdog stuff and inspiring stories. That's all I care about. Money will come. It's just a matter of build the right, and you succeed. So if you build the right thing, such a right networking system. So
Yeah, I call it a community. You build the right community around you because the community isn't just where you live at. Their community is your network of people that you talk to that support each other in what you do. And just period. That's just what it is. That's why honestly I am building an app to help people
yeah,
network better and keep their relationships warm. Because a lot of times genuinely we forget. Say, hey, I'll hit this person up when I finish, and then it's a week later before you remember that you said it last week. And it never happens. So yes.
that's That's why, Erica, I would love to have you on our show, and I'll try and get you on the other show that I work for. But I want to get you on first because I would love to talk about more of your app that you're trying to build, and I think that's amazing. But I don't want you to say anything here. I want to save that for later. So
Okay, we can save it for later. By the time I get on your show, I might have a demo. So
oh,
I already started building it.
oh, you did? Okay, cool.
I just get interrupted because I do workshops in between. So I also teach people workforce development for AI. And then I'm doing my Prosperity Pathways podcast. And I like teaching financial literacy as well,
Yeah.
but I haven't done any of those workshops lately. I've just written books. So I have two kids' children's books out on Amazon. Yeah.
So it's already published.
Yeah, I self-publish.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Published King's Money Adventures. That's for 6 to 12. And then I have Beyond Survival, which is for 15 to 25.
Oh, that's amazing. Good for you.
Yeah, I did that first year while I was doing my tech classes and everything, and to get my financial literacy bug out there. And then I ventured into starting my own tech business because the first step to building wealth is getting a skill and actually being able to earn the currency. I'm going to stop calling it money on this show. It's currency because when you call it money, you think it's just for paying bills and buying stuff. When you call it currency, you realize that it needs to flow. It needs to circulate. You have to use it to invest and get more money. And then maybe you can spend a little bit, but still circulate the rest of it. And that's just the part of building generational wealth, right? And that's what we talk about here on Prosperity Pathways podcast. So in the sports world, how can young athletes use their early fame and brand deals to build long-term sustainable wealth for their family?
Yeah, so obviously with the brand deals and the NIL deals, and also building up their own careers as a player, there's obviously different resources that they can use, like a financial advisor, or obviously, and then obviously we find the right brand deals for them and making sure their family and the player situated at the same time, and obviously getting the money and and all the financial support at the same time. So there is ways we can do that too. That's why it's improving big time, and I feel like the resources there, and obviously usually a lot of people have their own advisors or someone that can help out with the money situation. But yeah, making sure that the key is finding the right brand deals, and making sure their brand is protected. If they already have a brand, I mean, obviously NIL, name, image, likeness, we have to make sure that's protected too. So we have a lot of resources that we can do that, and I feel like it's heading into the right direction, and you see a lot of players now more happy and more excited about this, and I think the parents are excited too, and that's why this nation's best is unique, because we have the NIL parent registry where the parents can learn themselves. So yeah, so I think it's heading to the right direction, and then they're more financial set up perfectly with their futures when they go to pro leagues or something. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's completely awesome. And so, do you arrange for them to meet with a wealth advisor or anything?
sometimes we do that, but but they already have most athletes already or most families already have their own financial advisors. If they do, if they trust them, then we just tell them just go with them if you trust them. But if not, then I get and we can definitely step in and help with that with financial advisors too.
So what are the biggest career and financial mistakes you see young athletes making when they first get access to real money, and how do you help them avoid these traps?
Oof. The first thing I see is obviously spending money on stupid things, or not spending it wisely, and getting themselves into trouble. And that's what you see with some of these other established athletes in the pro leagues now. They get still waste money on stupid things where they can't do. So I feel like that's the biggest concern when it comes to these young athletes, that I'm hoping the parents teach them at an early age about to save and invest money and keeping it safe. And you see most of these younger players get in trouble from their hometown or whatever goes on. And so that's the biggest concern. But that's why, like I said, like these families always have their own financial advisor or other things. So I mean, it's just we make sure we always tell them, please focus on your future, on your playing career, and spend it wisely. You don't have to spend it on crazy stuff. So that's the one big concern when it comes to the younger players. And it's just a matter of how they can keep it under control, save, and like I said, invest at the same time while they're playing, and use it towards something more positive. So that's what we tell them. So
okay, yeah, that definitely, like you said, they get in trouble in their hometown. My first year of high school in Chesapeake, Virginia, the star athlete of the school, who was a senior and had scholarships to so many schools, got locked up. He had a car full of drugs and guns and stuff. Like, instead of focusing on your future, you have all this stuff that's about to be handed to you, and then threw it out the window. And that's how I felt. I remember hearing that story and felt it and said, I won't make that same mistake. But life happens. So I made some mistakes, but not the same ones.
yeah, I agree, definitely.
Yeah. So your contract list is incredible.
Mm.
It's featuring elite superstars, and it's hard to keep up. We already talked about that, right? So keeping that many high profile relationships warm is a monumental task.
Yeah.
What is your system for staying on top of all of these connections without letting people slip through the cracks?
Yeah, so my system is obviously we keep in touch with them, pretty much all of them, and making sure every their family's okay. We reach out to them to say, how you guys doing, and what do you guys have planned for the day, and we make sure of that, and keep in contact with them as much as possible, and come up and then let them know if there's any opportunities that come up for them, like speaking engagements, autograph signings, or any type of event. We let them know. So it's all about keeping that conversation going and with the flow. So if you have that going on, then you'll be fine with these players, and these players will love you and the celebrities that we work with too. So once you have that bond, then they trust you that we can get stuff done. And that's what it's been grateful. I mean, I'm grateful to be connected with all those players. And hey, for example, my mentor Lee Steinberg, he's the agent for Patrick Mahomes. So he reps a lot of big time athletes too. So I'm connected with the Mahomes family, with his father. So it's been amazing. So, and it's just all about keeping that conversation flow going. And like I said, they love working with us, and yeah, and then the rest.
Kind of like how we got connected. Did we meet at the fourth generational sports summit? Because I think somebody referred me to you. I don't know.
So that's how you reached out to. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, because I was like, I don't remember meeting this person at a networking event or anything, but I met a lot of people at the Generational Wealth Sports Summit on the Sunday before last. It might have been last Sunday.
I didn't go. Where we're at?
DC. I'm in Washington, DC.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I didn't go there. I wasn't there.
Yeah, so somebody referred me, or maybe I don't know. I just thought it was random, and I sent the message and forgot about it because this past month or two.
I'm really glad that we're connected now, though. Because
me too. I was excited when you messaged that. I was like, oh, I don't even remember sending you a message, but okay.
Because I think it's I don't know. I wasn't there, but I don't know. But someone must have. I guess maybe someone I know that was there. Maybe whoever said something, but I don't know. That's how networking works. You never know. Yes. So.
And that's what I was getting to is you always want to make sure you leave a good impression anywhere you are, no matter what you're doing, even if you're not at work. Leave a good impression because you never know who you run into, whose past you come across, and they can mention you in rooms that you're not in. I've always been told like the best connections and you left a good first impression if people mention you in rooms you aren't actually in. So I'm getting mentioned when I'm not around. It's awesome.
I mean, that's a good thing. And I think going back to the that's what we have to do. Like that's what we do with our players that we work with, the clients, our players, the celebrities that we work with. We, like I said, we got to keep the conversation flow going and making sure we're in contact with them and with their families too, obviously. And like I said, if any opportunity comes up, then we let them know. And if they like it, then we book it for them. So they, like I said, they love working with me and the other people that I work with. And it's been a fun ride. And like I said, we can help your show out too by getting our clients on here eventually. So yeah, so that's how we operate. It's just you got to figure out how to keep in contact, and that's how you succeed in the business. So yep.
Exactly. Because I will say, if this was like a year or two back, if I looked at it and I don't recognize it, I wouldn't have answered. But now I'm in the age of networking and know when a door or opportunity is open, even if it's not an opportunity. I still need to message back, make sure it's not a scam, and then keep it moving.
There you go.
Build that relationship. So I'm glad I did. I'm glad this was it last year. So I do still have a few questions for you. We are officially in the agentic era where technology, AI, automation are changing how we do business. How are you using technology to change the sports media and marketing landscape? And how can content creators use these tools to stay ahead?
Yeah, so obviously now you see a lot of people streaming on TikTok and obviously using AI for the flyers to make those flyers for for events. So sometimes we do use AI stuff or what do you call it, ChatGPT or AI, whatever you call it. We use that. We use that for flyers sometimes for the events that we do. And but technology has changed over the years. And obviously, content creators have their own cameras or whatever video stuff they can use when they come to events to shoot, to do film and all. And you see all these different apps where they can cut their film or cut the videos, make it into unique video reels and amazing graphics, amazing, make it more unique and stand out than from any other content creator. But yeah, it has changed over the years with AI and all. But especially in the sports industry, I've been seeing a lot of other people. AI is starting to take over the sports industry, but I don't know by how much yet. But I think it's starting to take over a little bit, like with the Flyers, other things. But and a lot of people utilize all the technology that we have now in the sports industry. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing robots in the sports industry sometime down in the future. But yeah, so it's definitely changing. And I think content creators now have all the resources to become the best content creator they have right now. Best content creator there is, I should say. And that's why you see big events like Fanatics Fest or any other type of big events. They look for those specific content creators that can do their job and put out content there for them every single day. So you do see content creators posting every single day and streaming on TikTok for hours, and it's changed a lot. And I think AI is about to be taken over too, and you're starting to see AI a little bit too.
Okay, so I tell everybody, yes, AI is going to be incorporated with everything, but it's more so learning how to control the car than it is to learn how to build your brand new one for yourself. So that's my association. So AI would be the car, and a lot of people want to know, oh, how does it work and all this other stuff, but you don't technically have to know how to build a car to drive it.
Yeah.
You just have to know how to drive it safely.
Yeah.
And that's my goal, is to teach people how to drive it safely, because if you're afraid of losing your job to AI, you aren't going to lose it to AI. You're going to lose it to the person who knows how to use AI.
Yeah.
Because now they can do the job of 5 people. Meanwhile, you're still doing your 1 person manual labor.
Yeah.
So
that's why I feel like the people that have all the skills now or have experience, I should say, with AI or the other platforms, I feel like they have the advantage there, and then they can take over at any time. So
yes, we have 2 more questions.
Now I can talk to you, but like I said, I'm definitely going to get you on our platform. So
yes, we definitely have to schedule that.
Yeah.
Today. So you talked to Snoop Dogg, who is a massive supporter of Nation's Best NIL, and you're planning to work with his youth football league, which we mentioned earlier. What does that partnership mean for the future of community-driven sports? And how does giving back help secure the ultimate legacy?
Well, the partnership hasn't happened yet, so we're sorry. Our CEO is planning on doing a meeting with him soon. Hopefully soon. He's been busy and all, but when that happens, I'm ready. I'm gonna be full force. I already have ideas and plans for him, and for him just to be a supporter for Bob and for the Nation Best company, it means a lot. So I haven't actually gotten into contact with him yet, but Bob has. Obviously they know each other, but hopefully the meetings happen soon. And you brought up a good thing. I think if we do have this partnership, or when we do, that's the goal. When I don't want to say if, I want to make this happen. So I think I think it can change the game of youth sports, to be honest, because you have a legendary hip hop artist who's a big staple in California, and he's been in the rap game for a while. And obviously, what Snoop does, he's like a chill guy, relaxed guy, does his own thing. He has his weed brand, but outside of that, he's a big into the community. He loves coaching these kids, and I don't know, and he's a true leader when it comes to changing the youth and coaching and having a football team in Inglewood, California, where people. I mean, obviously some bad areas there, but Englewood he's providing, or he's changing that community in a big way, coaching the youth and having these kids learn something and playing at the same time and playing with each other. So that's the goal. So when this meeting happens, I mean, I think this could be a powerful partnership for us, and I feel and we will, and I want to help these kids also with who he's coaching, and he was in a movie recently where he was coaching football too in a movie. I forgot what it called, but yeah,
Or a newer one. Okay, yeah, because I saw Underdogs on that.
Yeah, that was with a comedian Andrew. I forgot his name.
Yes, and Raising Kings was one of the.
So I just love the way he brings himself there in that community, and we would love to work with them. And obviously, him having the relationship with Bob is a big advantage to us. So I feel like I said, I can't just get into specifics, but all I can say is I think it could be, like I said, it could change the youth game, and all I'm going to say is stay tuned. I think this until everything gets finalized, and I mean, like I said, that's the goal right there. I'm going to be, like I said, I already have ideas. I told Bob, count me in when this thing happens, because I got ideas. I got plans for Snoop. He's going to be impressed, and Bob told me that Snoop is already impressed with what I bring. So that's I'm just waiting to connect with him, and hopefully soon. So
okay, yeah, I'm impressed by both of them. Not just because I like Snoop Dogg as a rapper. I've always watched him as a family man, as a businessman. He's one of, like, for me, he's in the category with Master P, where they're big entrepreneurial and big in music, and they have it. They have that it. Those are Warren Buffett, Master T, Snoop Dogg. Those are like some of the people that are on my list of people I would love to sit down and have a conversation. I need your knowledge.
yeah, you definitely go with that.
Yes. And so my final question for you, what is one mindset shift, habit, or lesson that you would like to share with our viewers and wealth builders who are working for a better future for themselves and the next generation?
Ooh, well, I think obviously teaching them. You're saying whoever wants to get into the business, or okay, so
well, just people building generational wealth. Period. Not necessarily your industry, but just you're on a path to building generational wealth. You have your own business. You have this network and all that stuff. Those are some key things that we did touch on in the conversation. But is there any other, like, just one more mindset shift, habit, or lesson that you learned that you would like to share with the viewers that will help them get on the right path for building their generational wealth?
It's like I said, continuing to build relationships. But if there's another way, I mean, be yourself. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. Approach people the right way. Don't be a how do I say? Don't be like a leech. Be a
yes.
Just be, like I said, compose yourself in the right way, and explain what you do, and pitch your business the right way, and to whoever you're talking to. And I think that's how I would say, outside of the things we talked about, I think that would be the biggest thing for people to learn.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because that is a lesson I had to learn. Last time I went to Invest Fest, somebody told me that, like, we were having a conversation I mentioned one thing that I do, then we got deeper into the conversation, and I mentioned another thing. Then we got deeper in the conversation, I mentioned another thing. Why didn't you mention all of this? You're trying to be too humble. Like, tell people what you have.
I got some big breaking news if you want to break it on here, if you want.
We can.
So LeBron James has informed people that he's not going to come back to the Lakers. He'll play elsewhere. He's opting out of his contract. So there you go, guys. LeBron is going to be playing elsewhere. He's not going to retire, but he's playing elsewhere.
So he opted out of renewing his contract, and he's picking a different team. We just don't know who he is.
We just don't know who it is. So there you go, guys. LeBron is officially a free agent, but he's not going to be returning to the Lakers. But he will continue playing, but we don't know where yet. So
well, they got a little tidbit there to ruminate on.
Actually, with me being in the agency business, I'm connected with this agency, Clutch Sports and Rich Ball. So yeah, but I don't want to get into specifics. But that's all I'm seeing right now is this LeBron. I want to break. This would be good for you too, but LeBron. This is big news, guys. I don't know where I've been hearing Golden State, but we don't know. So let's see.
Yeah, we will see. So builders let all of that sink in. The plan, the systems and relationships. The result would be legacy.
Yeah.
And massive thank you to you, Nithin, for dropping real world receipts. And
thank you.
Stay in touch.
Definitely.
And for the audience, stay bold, family.
And also thank you, Erica, for having me on. You're doing something great. We would love to have you on our platform. And I want to talk about your journey, your career, how you started. We'll definitely set that up. But this has been awesome, amazing show that you have. And I hope I helped out your fans today, including you and your son. So, and speaking of boxing, I want to give a big birthday shout out to the one and only Iron Mike Tyson. Happy birthday to Mike Tyson. Yes. To Mike Tyson, what a legend. He can. I mean, I don't want to mess with him because he's gonna knock me out. But he's awesome. What a great guy. But enjoy your day. But Erica, this is, like I said, amazing, and we got to break news on this show too. So there you go.
Yes.
Big news too.